Hello, Aries. So here we have, this is a general reading for you guys. We're going to see what's kind of in your energies currently. So take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, first up, with what this reading is about, you have the Two of Wands with the Sun reversed, with the Ace of Pentacles, and then the Five of Wands. Now, I think there was something that you've been trying to, I don't want to say start or push forward, but there might be some type of out of your comfort zone situation going on, or something that you've been doing or starting the planning process of that you want to do or change within your life. And I think with the Sun reversed, I kind of feel like it's something that, I don't want to say that I think you had high hopes for, but you know, things are not always as easy or smoothly. So the Sun reverse is still a good card, but I feel like it might not have been as easy moving it forward as you would have liked it or you had anticipated initially. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this is almost like a new opportunity or something that you're kind of getting out of your comfort zone. You're taking like a new opportunity. It could be you going to school or something, or doing something a little bit different. But I do believe you're kind of in the beginning phases of it. But with the Five of Wands here, this is all about conflict, competition, you know, some of the drama, you know. So for some reason, I think that's why the Sun is reversed. You came up with some competition, conflict, drama. There was some BS, something going on that kind of, I don't want to say rained on your parade a little bit, but I think it's still good, but you might not have been expecting or anticipating some of the issues that you did face. So it's, the Sun reverse is still a good card, but I don't think whatever this is getting out of your comfort zone, this kind of expanding into a new realm or an area of your life. I think because there was some type of conflict or issues, it's like it's still positive for you, but sometimes right out the gate, you know, if you already are up against a little bit of resistance here and there, it could be a little bit frustrating. So I think you're still, you know, it's still good, but you probably wanted it to go a little bit smoother. But in your current energies right now, you have the Seven of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. Now, for this, I feel like you've been putting the work in. I think you've been getting slow progress. Things are not kind of blooming overnight. Like, this person is putting the work in, but it's also a card of having to reevaluate if the way you're doing something is the best way to do it, or if there's a quicker, easier, or better way to do it going forward. But with the Eight of Cups, I feel like, I think you're in almost an energy where you're analyzing the situation, you're analyzing the progress you have made and the actions you have taken to kind of get to where you are. But for whatever reason, either it's going a little slower, or you're now reconfiguring how you want to move forward. Because the Eight of Cups is all about not being fully emotionally fulfilled on something, and now you're looking for something else. Like you're kind of almost on another journey to try to find that little missing piece. So I think you're satisfied to a certain degree with the progress you've made, but I really kind of get that it's been a little bit slow, and there might have been some conflicts and a little, you know, that, but there's something else that is not fully, I don't want to say it's not fully fulfilling, but you're now ready to kind of start maybe expanding it even further, because the Eight of Cups could, or this situation could represent that you got this far, you're not at the end of the road here, but now emotionally you're like, you know what, I want something else. I want to change it, or I want to do a different way, or try something a little different to see if it's going to be a little bit better for me. So I think that's the kind of energy that you have currently with whatever this represents for you. But what's coming in for you, you have the Four of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands. So I kind of feel like not that something may not have gone right, but I kind of feel like that you are going to be trying different things. I think some of these things won't exactly go as planned. I'm going to be honest with you, because the Page of Wands here, he's my little trial and error kind of guy. You know, he's all over the place. He kind of gets a little distracted. He's trying to figure things out. He's on his path, but he's going to try different things out. And I feel like with the Four of Wands reversed, I think this is saying that you're going to try things out. Not everything is going to work. And I think you're going to be able to hone in actually better what works, what doesn't work. But don't be surprised if there's some disappointments or if things don't quite work according to plan, because I think things have not been quite going according to the initial plan, you know, but that is life. So I think there might be different things that you are trying or will be trying, and it might not all be great, but I definitely think it's an important step, because these two together really tell me that in order to hit these milestones or achieve certain desires that you have or certain goals, you have to sometimes try things a little bit differently to get to that point. So I think you're going to be in almost like a trial and error, and you probably are not expecting everything to work out perfectly, but within that that effort you're putting in, I think you're honing down what really works for you a little bit better. So that's extremely good. Now, we have, for what's the challenge regarding the situation, we have the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups reversed. Now, the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak, heartache, and I think because there's a little bit of a challenge here to begin with, even with the Five of Wands and then the Four of Wands reversed, I think things have been a little bit not so smooth sailing. You know, there might have been a few things that you need to redo, revisit, or even heal from yourself. Sometimes past experiences kind of linger with us, and it almost affects and taints what we're doing currently with things. But the Seven of Cups also, as your challenge in reverse, indicates that you really need to really decide upon what you want to do. I feel like you have a lot of options right now, or you're looking into various things. Not all of them are going to be good. Not all of them are really going to be for you, but you need to decide the ones that are actually a better option or more aligned with what you want to do. So I really get that, but I think through that, you're going to have some disappointments, you know, because even with the Four of Wands, I think there's going to be some disappointments within you trying to figure out and hone this a little bit more. But now we have what's recommended for you. We have the Ace of Swords and we have the World reversed. Now, the Ace of Swords is all about having a new idea, but I feel like with the World reversed, I think this new idea and new kind of concept, it has something to do with something you've already been doing. I kind of think you need to come at something that you've been trying to do. I think you need to come at it a different way, because the World, the upright, it's about completion, but in reverse, it's about almost like kind of maybe looking at something a little bit again, or it could be like a personal goal or something within yourself you're kind of completed within yourself as far as like maybe emotionally or whatever. But I really feel like this is almost like taking a minute to relook or reanalyze something going on and try to tweak it a little bit. So, because you definitely have a lot of things about, you know, you're trying to do something and it's not quite going well, but there's a lot of options and you have to kind of overcome these obstacles. But I think something that you're doing might just need to be tweaked a little bit or revisited and configured. But let's see what else the other cards have. You have 51, Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. And I definitely think this is important because I really feel like this is more, I don't want to say work energy, but it's more kind of like project energy, hobby energy, things that they're fun, but maybe not that fun. You know what I'm saying? Like adulting kind of energy is going on here to a certain degree, like school or something, that responsibility type of thing. But I think you're trying to figure out how to make something work better or create something. It's that type of energy of maybe not necessarily having the full game plan of something. You're the one having to figure it out. But be playful. I definitely think sometimes when you have those playful moments and you have a moment away from something, especially because I feel like there's a little bit of frustration here, sometimes you get those like inspirations. You get those little downloads. Sorry, those intuitive downloads, and you try something a little bit different, or you see something a little bit different way. Now we have Hematite, ground yourself. And I think that's really important because I think this is a lot of like a frustrating, a little bit of energy. I'm not saying energy of not really knowing what you want or where you're going or how you're doing this, but I think there's been it's not without its problems, you know? And I think sometimes if we ground ourselves, it helps us kind of stay more like energetically okay. We don't get as worn out. And now you have Girl with a Snake, Empath and Narcissist Paradigm, Being Charmed or Used, Enabled, Boundaries. And you also have Axe, Breakup, Separation, Stop the Pattern, Silent Treatment, Abandonment. So there could be somebody, especially because we got the 5 of Wands here with the conflict, and then even the 3 of Swords here, with kind of like that heartbreak energy. And even like the 4 of Wands reversed, this could also indicate that you hit some milestone, but you're not letting people know. So for some of you, might decide not to let somebody know that you're trying things differently or something. So there might be some kind of like needing to keep things to yourself. But some of you might be having somebody that's a little bit difficult. I don't think they're stopping you from this, but maybe they have something to say. You know how the people are. They always have an opinion. So there might be something that you need to have some kind of boundaries with. And with the Axe, I kind of feel like stop the pattern. I feel like that's really going with this 3 of Swords, three of Swords here with the challenge. I just think that maybe you have a pattern where you don't want to get, because with the 7 of Cups, sometimes it gets into a realm of a little bit of daydreamy. But in reverse, it's kind of like, okay, we got to really make a decision here. We got to really, really make a decision. We got to move forward on something. But I think maybe some of the pattern could be, maybe you have fears, anxieties, or you're worried, or you're heartbroken about something, or you think you might get heartbroken about something. You might be playing it a little safe. Because especially with the 2 of Wands as the basis of this, the 2 of Wands, it's about, starting to realize that you want to try something or do something, and kind of like that initial planning phase or that brainstorming phase, but it's still a little bit like not fully like really outside of a comfort zone. So I think you probably started doing something, but maybe you're worried that if you push it a little bit further, you might be worried that things are not going to work, or it's going to just be a disaster. But I think you might need to stop any kind of mental pattern, especially if you are experiencing some conflict, because I kind of feel like this could be somebody else kind of saying something to you. So it might be getting in your head, which then you would have to stop that. Now, a heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. There might be somebody that you need to kind of talk to. Maybe they're maybe they're part of the problem here, or they're the ones kind of giving you all this this headache a little bit. So you might have to talk to somebody, but this could also be you have to talk to yourself. Sometimes you gotta not explain things to ourselves, but you gotta be like, listen, self, I really want to do this. I'm gonna really try this, and you gotta support me, self. Because you could be your own worst enemy at times, especially with this. Your challenge with the heartbreak and that kind of disappointment energy, it's like you might actually be doing, because the Swords are really thoughts. It's like kind of about your thoughts and communication. So you might be thinking or communicating not very pleasantly with yourself about this, or expecting things not to work out well. So you would have to really change that mindset. Now you have Eternity. Give yourself permission to slow down. And I think this is perfect, because I don't think that this is quick moving energy here. Whatever this represents for you, I think it's gonna take some time. I think there's gonna be some hurdles, some bumps in the road. It is whatever it is, but I think it's something that you're kind of building a foundation, and I definitely think that you might need to have patience regarding this. And then we have, sometimes it takes a good fall to really know where you stand, and I really feel like that could be going with some of this heartbreak energy, this kind of things not always working out so great. But through that, the lessons to be learned, sometimes it helps you kind of realize, okay, what didn't work out, what worked out. And sometimes it kind of makes you a little smarter too going forward. Now for your little affirmation card, we have, today I feel worthy. Today I will accept all the wonderful things in this life. And that is beautiful. Now for the spirit of the dish that shall be with you during this situation, you have the spirit of the fallen, which is the spirit of the apple. Okay, for the dinner and a movie that's recommended for you at this time, you have action films and barbecue food. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Libra here, which is all kind of about that balance energy, that kind of like not being a little bit more even, I guess. Not really going too far one way, too far another way. So I kind of see it as a little bit more of like a swing. You might be trying something one way, and if it doesn't quite work, then you might be trying something a little bit of a different way, but you're still trying to find the perfect balance and the perfect flow. So that's probably very important regarding the situation right now. And you also have Pisces energy, which is all about kind of dreamy. It's about having creativity, but it also represents like you have to make sure that you're not having these illusions as well, because the Seven of Cups could represent not all that glitters is gold. Some of these things are not actually good options. So you might have to really, really be very, and especially because this is your challenge, you might have to be really, really aware that some of these things may not all be that great. So you have to really kind of see it a little bit more for what it actually is. But I definitely think having the dream and that kind of having that like intuitive or listening to your intuition at this time is extremely important, because I think through that somehow we solve these type of we solve these things, especially because you have the Ace of Swords here, which is kind of like you want to be open to receiving any kind of like intuitive downloads or little sparks or ideas. You want to be creative. Now we have Saturn here, which is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. So there might be kind of restrictions and, you know, some stuff going on here. But we also have the South Node, which is all things that you need to release, you know, things that are not really working for you that you need to let go of. Now you have number 1, which is an odd number, so that means a special guest that'll be answering your questions today, Aries, will be the Magic 8 Ball. Think of those questions. He'll be out here in a minute. And when you have the cat, so this cat is just like wants love. You know, it's a cat that just wants to give you love. It wants love. So I just think you need to kind of like be warm and nurturing to yourself at this time. And we have clarity. And I definitely think the clarity is really going with this Ace of Swords. I think there might be some kind of clarity on a situation that's needed. I think you probably already know what it is, but sometimes it's a little different between like, okay, I think I know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really how it is. So there might be some type of honesty to yourself, or even if you have to talk to somebody else, you might need some kind of clarification about something. But okay, now let's bring him on out. Here he is. Think of those questions and we shall ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8 ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Aries' question? It says, it is certain. There you guys go. The 8 ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.